This video will explain how to set up a new physical inventory item in HVMS. Before you begin, you need the following information for each item you want to create in HVMS. Product name, brand and trade if possible. Product container type, size, and concentration. Last purchase price of each container for this item. List of relational items required if applicable. List of reminders if applicable. To enter a new inventory item, locate the Inventory Items tab in the Inventory module. Use the drop-down arrow and click on the yellow plus icon to add a new inventory item. The required pieces of information needed to create a new inventory item are in bold red. Type in the description for your item. This is generally the product name you want to be displayed on your printed invoice. Make sure the description is not container specific, so it should not contain information about container size or concentration. If you want an alternate description for this item that does not display on the invoice but can be used when staff are searching for this code, you can add it here in the optional user description field. The default print style dictates how an item will be displayed on a customer invoice. Typically, this is set to description, but alternatively, it could be set to user description, custom description, or container name if you want your invoices to show container-specific information like container size and concentration. Select the appropriate inventory item class from the available list. Select the appropriate inventory item category from the available list. Category. Each class has its own list of categories which represent subcategories of the class. The category also dictates which general ledger account is used for revenue if you are using HVMS GL accounts for reporting purposes. Base measurement. This is the smallest unit that a particular item will be purchased, sold, or administered as. For example, Adequan injectable is purchased by the bottle, but it is administered by the individual ml. Therefore, the base measurement would be ml. For non-controlled drugs, set the item state to active. Apply your changes and HVMS will create the code based on the class and category you have selected. Containers and Measurements tab. Every physical item needs at least one container. To add containers to this section, use the yellow plus button in the top right corner and add the following information. Description. Add the container information, including the three main pieces of information: strength of the drug, size of the container, and container type. For example, 100 milligram per milliliter, 500 milliliter bottle, where 100 milligram per milliliter is the strength, 500 milliliter is the size, and bottle is the container type. Quantity. This represents the number of units in the container based on the base measurement. The base unit of measurement is the smallest unit that a particular item will be purchased, sold, or administered as. This is a numeric value only. Following this example, the quantity would be 500 milliliter because there are 500 base units in the container. Leave the costing type as the default highest purchase price unless your practice uses a different costing type. The costing type dictates which purchase price is used when calculating the selling price of this item. Last purchase price. When entering a new item into HVMS, you will also need to manually enter the last purchase price. This represents the cost of the item, which is used when calculating the selling price of this item when invoiced to the customer. Once purchase records are entered into HVMS for this item, the cost will update based on your costing type selected. Apply your changes. Sales plans. Sales plans are used for pricing, costing, and calculating commission when billing inventory items. The most efficient way to set up a new physical inventory item is to copy an existing sales plan from a similar inventory item. Select Copy From and search the similar inventory item code. Continue with the prompts provided by HVMS to assign the new sales plan to the new inventory item. This option will also copy over plan overrides if any exist. From here, you can also edit the assigned plans if you need to change this item setup slightly. Apply your changes. Overrides. Details on cost plan, commission plan, and price plan override rules will be discussed in advanced item setup tutorials. Relational billing. In this tab, you can link existing inventory items, also known as child items, to an existing inventory item, also known as the parent item. For example, you can add administration and dispensing fees as relational items. Reminders. If reminders are desired for an inventory item, for example, patient follow-ups, dewormings, or vaccines, make sure to assign them from the Reminders tab item at Setup.